Engines rumbled like distant thunder as a line of motorcycles cut across the Dallas twilight, chrome catching the last burn of the setting sun. Inside the glass-walled Skylux Tower, a woman flinched as a sharp crack echoed across the private dining hall. Guests froze. No one moved, and that moment would be remembered by one sentence. No one was brave enough to stop the CEO beating his pregnant wife until the biker showed up. If you believe real courage means protecting the vulnerable, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and tell us where you're watching from. Type respect in the comments. Her name was Emily Warren, 30 years old, 6 months pregnant, a former art teacher with a gentle voice and bright sketches always tucked in her bag. Her husband was Victor Hale, 43, billionaire CEO of Hale Tech Industries. A man whose smile fooled tabloids but whose temper terrified the one person who should have felt safest beside him. In the shimmering rooftop hall, Victor's hand clamped around Emily's arm. "You embarrassed me," he hissed. She shook her head, whispering, "I only asked to sit down." His grip tightened. No one intervened. Not the maitre d', not the investors, not even the security guard who looked away the moment Victor dragged her toward the service corridor. Downstairs, a different storm approached. The Iron Vows Motorcycle Club rolled to a stop outside the hotel, engines settling into a heavy silence. At the front sat Cole Grim Lawson, 42, former U.S. Army Staff Sergeant, with 2 bronze stars and a steady calm that never left him. Behind him rode veterans, mechanics, medics, ordinary people wrapped in leather and loyalty. They weren't looking for trouble. They'd been invited to the hotel bar after completing a charity ride for women's shelters across Texas. But trouble was waiting upstairs. A hostess rushed past the bikers toward the elevators, pale as paper. Grim caught the fear in her eyes reflected in the polished metal walls. "You okay, ma'am?" he asked. She swallowed. "There's a situation. A man hurting his wife. She's pregnant." The air shifted. The kind of shift soldiers recognize. "Is security handling it?" Grim asked. Her voice cracked. "He is security around here." Little did Victor Hale know who had just stepped into his building upstairs. Victor shoved Emily against the corridor wall, eyes wild. "You will not embarrass me again," she whimpered, shielding her belly. "Please, the baby." His hand rose. Footsteps answered. Grim stepped into the corridor, followed by Ray Doc Martinez, 61, retired combat medic, and Ethan Price, 38, a quiet club member with a calm stare, and an off-duty Dallas police detective badge tucked inside his. Emily saw them and whispered one word. "Help." Victor snarled, "Back off. This is private." Grim's voice was steady. "Sir, step away from her." Victor laughed sharply. "Do you know who I am?" Grim's eyes didn't move. "A man hurting a pregnant woman. That's all I need to know." Victor swung. It was sloppy, angry, entitled. Grim moved like a hammer dropping. Precise, disciplined. He caught Victor's wrist, twisted, and brought him to his knees with quiet, controlled force. Then Ethan stepped forward, badge out, voice hard. "Dallas PD, you're under arrest for assault. Stay down." The corridor went silent. No one could pretend anymore. Officers arrived within minutes. Witnesses, emboldened by what they saw, finally spoke. Security stopped hiding. Emily was escorted to safety by Doc, who checked her vitals with the gentleness of a seasoned medic. Victor Hale left the Skylux Tower in handcuffs. Justice finally walked beside Emily that night, on steel boots, not polished shoes. Months later, Emily welcomed a healthy baby boy into the world. Outside the hospital stood the Iron Vows MC, their bikes shining like guardian sentinels. Grim insisted they didn't need thanks, but Emily gave it anyway. She named her son Lawson. People across Dallas still repeat the story, and one line never changes. No one was brave enough to stop the CEO beating his pregnant wife until the biker showed up. Respect never grows old. Real strength protects. If you believe that too, hit subscribe, drop a like, and type respect in the comments. More stories of courage and chrome storms are on the way.